Hello everyone. Welcome to Roma Theory. More transfer updates today. Today's gonna be a busy one. We've got so many things to talk about. We're gonna start from Indica, move our way towards the Italian-Roman duo of Scamacca and Frattesi, kind of dreaming of this Roman return. And then we're gonna move on to kind of a breaking news. It's not a breaking news, but it's definitely a surprise. But obviously it's a surprise, and therefore we'll keep it towards the end. So if you're ready for this surprise, smash the like button, and we'll make our way through it. Ndika landed in Rome today, this morning. He's done medical checkups. He's probably now in Trigoria to put his name on that contract, sign it. Ndika, as we said yesterday, is going to be the second player of our summer window. Very important. Insane how we got him as a free 23-year-old who's going to play a big part in our defense. Spent zero money on it. Definitely important. So Ndika's confirmed. 2 signings done. Third signing is coming our way. And yeah, we're gonna speak about Scamacca and Frattesi because we've got important updates on Scamacca because Thiago Pinto is gonna fly in London towards the end of this week to meet not only with Scamacca's agents but also to meet with the West Ham board to try and find an agreement on that loan move. Again, there's going to be a lot of convincing when it comes to convincing West Ham and finding the perfect formula of a loan move. It's not going to be easy, but the most important thing here is that Scamacca has said yes to Roma. He obviously would dream about a Roman return. He's played in the academy of this team, but has never played in the first team. He has said yes. His priority is now joining Roma, and Thiago Pinto's working on this. So yeah, I think... Thiago Pinto is going to fly in London towards the end of this week. So we will have crucial updates when it comes to that. But obviously, we don't have just Scamacca coming back, potentially, because one of our biggest objectives over the course of this summer window is going to be the box-to-box midfielder. The name is always the same. We've discussed it already. It is Frattesi. There are reports, there are rumors saying that both Frattesi and Scamacca are dreaming of this return. Both these two players are prioritizing a Roman move. Now, Frattesi and Scamacca have a lot of competition around them. Let's not forget this. We have Milan, Inter, and Juventus all interested on both players. But apparently, both players have said and have given their priority to Roma, being Roma fans, being from this city. Their dream is to return to this team. However, I feel like Frattesi is a bit more complex than Scamacca, not just because we are hearing more about Scamacca as things stand than Frattesi. I think Thiago Pinto's waiting till July to try and hit the Frattesi deal because he knows that the Frattesi deal is going to cost more money than the Scamacca deal. And after the 30th of June, hypothetically, we will have less sanctions on us, so we will be in a position to spend more money. So yeah, both Scamacca and Frattesi are dreaming of this return. Frattesi spoke today in the Italian training ground, obviously preparing for the Nations League game on Thursday against Spain. He did get a call up, and he spoke today in a press conference. He said how his next move, how this summer is going to be the most important summer of his career. This does mean that he himself expects to leave Sassuolo. He himself has probably understood and acknowledged the fact that he wants that step up in his career. He's probably told this to the Sassuolo board. And yeah, in this interview, he went on to say how he's still not ready for a Premier League move. He wants to keep on playing in the Serie A because it's his league, it's the league of his country. So we do have some little hints of Frattesi hinting back to Roma. Obviously, last summer we had the Frattesi deal in our fist bump, but then it collapsed because of emergencies. We wanted to sign him, but then Gini getting injured, buying Gini meant buying Kamara, and we had a series of unfortunate events leading together, which kind of collapsed the Frattesi deal. But yeah, it's fair to say that even last year he gave full priority to us. This is something which he's continuing to do, which is impressive. It shows you how much he wants us. And I think it's something which we have to kind of concretize. I want both Scamacca and Frattesi. I've said this already. And I'll give an explanation of why. Now, over the past few years, we have had too many players which came to Roma not giving a crap. And this is something which touches on something which we mentioned a few live streams ago. In my team, the opinion changes around everyone, but in my team, I want I want passion players. Now again, don't confuse this, because to be a successful football team, you can't just have passionate players, because otherwise you're a passion merchant team. But you need bases of players who care. And over the past few years, we've recruited too many players which didn't give a damn. And that's something which, as fans, is just, it's unacceptable. Now, we've had too many players which came to Roma just because, oh yeah, get me to Roma, but I don't massively care. And I can name a lot of them. The last one which I can name is, I hate to say this, but Gini Wijnaldum. Gini never cared. And the reason why I say Gini never cared is because if he had cared about playing in this team, he would not have played those 20 minutes in that Europa League final. Because in 20 minutes in a Europa League final, I don't remember Gini touching one ball. I don't remember Gini trying to touch a ball. I don't remember Gini kind of helping his teammates, being one of the most experienced when it comes to those moments. Having won a Champions League with Liverpool, you expected Gini to act as a role model for younger players like, I don't know, Bove, Ibanez, but no, he did nothing. And that's one of the last names which I will name. I'm disappointed about Gini because I hope it was going to be better. And I know he's been targeted by injuries which have made his journey to Roma a complicated journey, but we can all agree that Gini never cared. So if I have to get a player like Gini, a player like a potential, a lot of people are saying Renato Sanchez is beyond for us. I'm using Renato Sanchez as an example. If I have to get a player like Gini, player like example Renato Sanchez, who I don't know they actually care about, or Frattesi, who for the past 2 years has sacrificed his life to try and come back to Roma. You know, let's not forget that we have cost Frattesi another year at Sassuolo the last summer because he basically wanted that move. Then our move with Frattesi collapsed and we forced him to stay another year at Sassuolo when he could have made that jump last year. And he's keeping on putting that pressure on the Sassuolo boy to come back. You see, as a perspective of a Roma fan who has these two scenarios up front, blindfolded, I choose Frattesi. And that's the reason why I want this deal done. Because I don't want us to make the mistakes we've made in the past. Obviously, not every player you're going to buy is going to be a passion merchant. But we need players who care about this team. Because we have had too many players in the past which couldn't give a damn. Which really could not give a damn. And then obviously you speak about Zaniolo, who's a bit of the two. I think he cared about Roma, but at the same time, he really couldn't care less because he cared about money. No, I want Frattesi and Scamacca because they're prioritizing us. They are putting us in front of everyone else. And that to me is a signal of getting them back. Again, I think both of them are incredible players as well. I mean, Frattesi, I think, is the player we need in terms of box to box. Scamacca is a good option when it comes to the attack. Has proved it in the Serie A already. So I really wouldn't mind the two. Another thing to point out, which I'm going to link to, buying Scamacca does not mean not buying Morata. Angelo Mangiante exactly specified this a few hours ago. Thiago Pinto wants both Scamacca and Frattesi. Yes, and Morata. When it comes to our striker, Thiago Pinto and Mourinho want both Scamacca and Morata. That's the latest news. And apparently, there's this rumor going on that Thiago Pinto in these next couple of days, I think after his journey to London, which he will discuss with Scamacca's agents in West Ham, he will try and also convince Morata. And apparently Thiago Pinto is going to try and do something with Ibanez, maybe a swap deal. I still need to understand how this swap deal would work, because obviously we need to fuel up the money. And if we don't fuel up the money from Ibanez, then where do we fuel the money from? But it's fair to say, Thiago Pinto wants both Morata and Scamacca up front. Dybala is actively working to convince Morata as well, who in my opinion would love a Roma move, and I would also see him pretty well in a Roma jersey because he wants he likes this league. He likes this league. He's done well in this league. And look, again, if we get both Morata and Scamacca, let's not forget we also have Belotti, and let's not forget that we also have Tammy Abraham. Because, yes, Tammy's injured, but people are acting as if Tammy's dead. Tammy Abraham will eventually be back. Now, obviously, we sell him, we don't sell him is another discussion. But if we buy both Scamacca and Morata, we will also have Belotti and Tammy Abraham. That's squad depth. That is squad depth. 3 strikers plus 4 when he's back from his injury is squad depth. And look, I think if we get Scamacca, Morata, we got Awar, we got Ndika, this transfer... And look, I don't want to jinx it because the transfer window hasn't even opened. Look, the transfer window opens the 1st of July. But I am liking this summer window. I really am. I'm liking this summer window. It could always be better. But... can it always be better with all of these FFP sanctions? We've understood that in 2023, you need Champions League football to have successful transfer windows. That's a basic rule. We don't have Champions League football. I am seeing this summer window very successful up to now. And this is something which has to be mentioned. The fact that we managed to get Ndika from teams who are playing the Champions League, the fact that we are interested in a striker who, yes, is coming from a knee injury, but has incredible prospects under the name of Scamacca, and Morata, and Frattesi, and we're competing against teams which not only have more money and less sanctions on us, but also have Champions League football. This summer window up to now, in my opinion, is a very successful one. I've got a lot of questions when it comes to selling players. But when it comes to recruiting players in my team, I am very surprised by what this board is actually doing. Because at the start of the season, I would never have said, with all of these FFP sanctions, that we could have had a good transfer window as we're having right now. We've got a long time to go, and things could worsen as things could improve even more. So it's very early to say this, but as of the 13th of June, it's a pretty successful one. And I think everybody here agrees on this. Yeah, I've got a lot of questions on the fact when it comes to selling players, because if especially we are using Ibanez in a Morata swap deal, which will never be a permanent deal because Morata just renewed his contract with Atletico Madrid. If that's the case, I still need to understand where we get the money from. Volpato could be going to Sassuolo. Today he's met with agent Totti. Totti is his agent. He's met today with Totti. So Totti's going to probably try and convince him that it's better for him to move to Sassuolo. And Sassuolo are offering 9 million for Volpato. I think is a good deal. We need to make 30 million. I mean, look, if Thiago Pinto wants to use if Thiago Pinto wants to use Ibanez for a swap deal for Morata, it probably means that he has a plan in his mind to fuel up those 30 million which we need by the 30th of June. Otherwise, he would never do this. And he would keep Ibanez on the transfer window, wait for a, fruity offer and sell him and get the money. But I truly think he has a plan. That plan could involve Spinazzola leaving. I hate to say it, but we have to be realistic here. And we don't have Champions League football. So as much as we tend to having a pretty successful one. I think we also need to sacrifice some players. Is the Scamacca deal permanent or loan with option obligation to buy? It's a loan with option obligation to buy, and that option/obligation to buy is exactly why Thiago Pinto is going to London this weekend, to try and find an agreement with West Ham, whether it wants to be a loan with obligation, a loan with option, a loan with obligation to buy linked with us qualifying for the Champions League. That's exactly why he's leaving for London at the end of this week, and will meet with West Ham and Scamacca's agents. I think as things stand, after Aouar and Dika, the next objective is Scamacca. After that, I would say Frattesi and Morata. Look, I've kind of said all of these things. Let's move on to this surprise thing. This is latest news. It's a surprise. But before this surprise, let's get, there are quite a lot of you in. Before I announce this surprise, let's get 50 likes. 50 likes, right now, click it if you want to know this surprise, which is the latest news. So, 50 likes. I'll give you 3 minutes to do it. In the meantime, I'm going to answer a few questions in the chat. If we get Scamacca, we won't get Morata, which is fine. I tend to thought that too, but that's not what I am gathering. People are telling me that Pinto wants both Scamacca and Morata. I don't know if that is going to happen at the end of the day, but that is what Pinto's working on. And I can announce that because I've been told that. It's not just me who's Mongolian speaking to people. I have been told that. So, out of the two, I would go Scamacca because of what we said before. The fact that he's a Roman, the fact that he's got more prospect, and all of that. Right, we're getting the likes. We're not at 50 yet. Get 50 likes and I will announce this pretty big surprise. I mean, it's not a big surprise. It's something which has been announced quite a few hours ago. But it's something which is linked to a transfer window and links to us recruiting another player. We need a new goalkeeper, Simon. That is the biggest thing. You say so. I think the biggest thing is a striker, obviously. But we definitely need a goalkeeper. In fact, Roma do want a goalkeeper. But I also do think that Mourinho really likes Rui Patricio. And I think in this team, there are a few players which are Mourinho's untouchables. Rui Patricio's one, Mancini's one, Smalling's one, Cristante's one, Pellegrini's one. This team has a lot of untouchables. Players which Mourinho would die for and would always choose in compared to others. Right, 7 more likes. Keep it going. 7 more likes and I will answer it. I prefer Tielemans to Frattesi and I prefer Lukaku to Scamacca. Mate, Tielemans is gone. I know you like Tielemans. It's gone. It is gone. There is no need to focus on Tielemans again because he's gone. Sanchez from PSG offered to Roma. I've read that too. I think we're going to speak about it in these next couple of days to see if the news grows, to see if we get more like a built rumor instead of just being a launched rumor. I'm not gonna speak about it today just to see if it grows a bit more, if more experts start to talk about it. But again, I've said this many times, the more players we get for the little amounts of money, the better it is, because of squad depth and because of the fact that if we have a greater squad depth, we will also be having better competitions in both the Serie A and Europa League and Coppa Italia, which by the way, the Coppa Italia picture has been revealed yesterday. There is a 98% chance of a Roma-Lazio quarter-final. If Roma beat the team in the first round and Lazio beat the team in the first round, they face each other in the quarterfinals, which is crazy because there's a very high chance that we could have at least three derbies next season. Two more likes, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more likes. Morata only scored 7-8 goals per season at Juve, but he also had... That's what I'm saying. Morata's a very work for the team type of player. Like. I think as a goalkeeper, Jan Sommer would be a very good option, but I don't know about if it's even possible. I agree. Great goalkeeper. Not sure if it's realistic or not. Right, I'm going to announce it. You guys have done it, basically. 1 more like to go. I'm going to announce it. And by announcing this, I'm going to read you what Enrico Camelio, a transfer market expert, has announced a few minutes ago. There is a negotiation at stake between Roma and PSG. It's certainly not about Kylian Mbappe, but it's a very good name. Let's not even talk about Renato Sanchez, because it's not about him. There are excellent relationships between the Fredkins and PSG. The name of this exchange and this chat between Roma and PSG will be revealed in the next few days. It's not even about Paredes. This name is a midfielder and the negotiation is very feasible. Roma are also looking for a starting goalkeeper. There you have it. Enrico Camelio, transfer market expert, has announced and revealed that there is a negotiation in place between Roma and PSG regarding a midfielder who is not Renato Sanchez, who is not Paredes, and obviously who's not Mbappe, 1 because he's not a midfielder, 2 because it's unrealistic. And this name will be revealed in these next few days. Now everyone here, if you're part of that, it's not Genie. Everyone here who's part of the Roma fan forum on WhatsApp, we all know who our dream is. I can see it in the chat. Marco Verratti. If it's him, I've said it, I'm going naked. I'm going naked in the Trevi fountain. The options are, I'm going to read them to you. PSG. The midfielder options at PSG right now are Renato Sanchez, but it's not him because he's announced it. Fabian Ruiz, Carlos Soler, Vitinha, Marco Verratti, and Danilo Pereira. If it's Verratti, I am going naked in the Trevi fountain. I've told you. It's not going to be Verratti because until I see Verratti wear a Roma jersey, I don't believe in anything. The most feasible, the most realistic path would bring to Fabian Ruiz or Danilo Pereira because he's Portuguese, Jose's Portuguese, Thiago Pinto's Portuguese. I would say my guess is Danilo Pereira. I do think it could be Fabian Ruiz, but I'm going to end the stream on a good note. There's one thing we learned under the Fredkins. And this thing is, within brackets, nothing is impossible. We've seen this with Dybala last year. I would not be surprised if it is Verratti. However, I've said it, I'm not believing in anything until I see a picture of Verratti wear a Roma jersey. All I'll say is, if it is Verratti, I'm going naked in the Trevi fountain. But, again, the name will be revealed in these next few days. We'll see who it is. Pop your guesses in the chat, in the comments, and I'm going to catch you very, very soon. So yeah, Ndika, Scamacca, Frattesi, this PSG exchange, Morata, a lot that we spoke about today. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, click all of the things below. If you want Verratti, smash the like button. So do it. And yeah, I'll catch you very, very soon. See you out.